Welcome to the first episode of Solo&Society. If y'all haven't seen why we're not doing Friends Unfiltered podcast anymore, check out my Instagram. I posted it on there. I'm not gonna get into it because that's not what this is about. This is a new beginning, a new beginning. All right, so. Let me tell you what Solo&Society is about real quick, and then we'll get into the episode. I promise. Don't click off. I see you. Don't click off. Stay here. Sit on this beanbag with me for a while. We both probably can't fit because I got wide hips. But hey, that's not what we're talking about. But I'm calling. You already know this. My friends not filtered. But Solo&Society is basically just solo, me, and society, talking about society, the different things, how it shaped our influence on cheating, relationships, pretty much the whole shebang. Occasionally we will have guests. On occasion we will have some guests. But for the most part, y'all will be looking at my face and me and my needing a retwist, all of its natural glory. I will get a retwist soon, don't worry. Y'all ain't gonna see me look like this for long. But for the first episode, I just want to get it out of the way because I know everybody's been waiting for season 3 of Friends Unfiltered. This is technically like a season 3. Season 3 /season 1 of Solo&Society. I really fuck with the name though, because it just speaks volumes to me. You feel me? So we gonna get right into the episode. Like I said, stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Intro. I might not use this side angle low key because y'all can see my fat roll. I'm working out. I'm 168 now. Mind your business. Alright, so y'all, I'm gonna be looking at my phone for the most part because I got notes. Got some notes because I'm used to playing off other people. And I gotta get used to using my own brain to talk. I usually do, but yeah. Let's get into that. So that ain't what we're talking about. All right. So Friends Unfiltered podcast already covered navigating in 20s, but I want to just touch base a little bit for like personal experience for me, a little bit more. Like I said my piece. I've said what I needed to say, but I got some more in the chamber. So let's get into it for real. So navigating your 20s. Let me tell y'all something. I'm 25 years old, right? 25 years old. I moved out of my parents' house at 22. 21, 22. It was 22. Yeah. Because I remember when I moved out, I was like, damn, I'm 22. I can buy some liquor. Definitely did. Got drunk by my lonesome. Mom, you see this? Put it up. But yeah, so I moved out of my parents' house at 22, right? Moved there at 22. Best, worst decision I've ever made in my life, to be honest with you. Yeah, best, worst decision I ever made in my life. It's just some facts. Everybody knows with this economy right now is not the greatest. Inflation is hell. Buying food at the grocery store is hell. Gas is hell. Breathing costs 25 cents nowadays, bro. It's not even 5 cents. Like I said in like the other episode of y'all know the last podcast. It's just so much out here that just costs to do anything. Hell, you wonder if it's safe to just sit in the house because shit, you gotta pay rent. I pay a fair good amount. It's not terrible. I think the base rent here is like $1,300, right? Base rent is $1,300. At my very first apartment in South Carolina, we just gonna call it Columbia to be exact. I lived in this area called St. Andrews. I don't live in North, so y'all can't find me technically. I live in this area called St. Andrews. It was, to say the least, it wasn't ghetto, but it was ghetto. Because down the street was definitely, let me just say, you heard some pow-pows every once in a while. My car got broken into at one point in time, but your bitches ain't find nothing. Because that wallet that was in there, just had receipts, motherfucker. Just saying. But not like it wasn't the greatest area, but it was my first apartment, and I really rocked with it. Only downside to the apartment was the street, like the stuff down the street that was hail, right? The stuff down the street was hail. Um, they had bugs. Like it was, you go outside at night, and they would have literal big ass water bugs, roaches, them little motherfuckers that just squeeze their way into anything and then like fly. Okay, those are the worst kind. The palmetto bugs that fly, they had those. And I was good for a good while. Like my first night staying there was basically it was chill. I liked it. I didn't have no complaints. Except one. I seen a little baby roach on the wall, and I freaked out. I did kill it. I'm not one to kill bugs. I did kill it though. I'm not one to kill bugs. I did kill it, but that should have been my red flag right there. Like when I did the walkthrough and everything like that, I was like, all right, so it's not perfect, but it'll be mine, and I'll live here and I'll make it something, right? So that should have been my red flag. It was a little baby roast and all. So fast forward. I lived there for a while. Like I said, on the downside was like occasionally with little buggies in there. I did bomb, but there were buggies. It was a straight apartment. I probably paid about at max back when life was so cheap. Sometimes I think I paid a whopping 600, 700. Basement was 600, because water and water was included. I paid my lights were separate. Water was included as always. Lights were separate. They didn't have washer and dryer in there. They had like the little facility out there. I don't know. My mom stayed 20 minutes, 25 minutes, wash clothes for free. But they had so I paid $600 some plus whatever fees and all the other stuff they be charging us. Total was probably around like 700 and some change. So it wasn't terrible versus when I moved to North Carolina. In the Charlotte area, I paid first rent. I'm so stupid. I got a good job. It was cool. It was chill. The way I moved wasn't the smartest, but we did it anyway. We're in our 20s. I think our frontal lobe just started developing and fully closing. I think since I turned 25, I think this is the age when your frontal lobe really just become one, right? But moved to North Carolina, moved to Charlotte. I got a good job. Literally, like. It was great. I was living my life. Like I said, moving the way I moved wasn't the fucking smartest, because I could have stayed there for a little bit and then like commuted a good bit, because I did commute from Columbia to Charlotte to work for about 2 weeks until I found a place. I should have kept looking, but the places that were around were lackluster, because the areas where the cheap rent was the boonies and the goonies, aka the ghetto. Alright, it wasn't safe, and I wasn't about to go back to there. If we moving up and out, we moving to something safe, right? So I moved to Charlotte, got this apartment. It was I paid about $1,600 and some change every month for rent, right? That's including, it had a washer and dryer, it had Wi-Fi included, right? We love a good Wi-Fi, we love a good Wi-Fi included, we love a good washer and dryer included. Okay, so tips for y'all if y'all ever move, wash and dryer and get that Wi-Fi. All I gotta say, water is always included. If water is not included, run. But $1,600 and some change for that apartment. Let me see. Stayed there for about a year to 2 years, right? Yeah, no, I renewed. Yeah, I stayed there about 2 years, and then. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Just gotta let it out. Stayed there for about 2 years. Pros and cons of that apartment was basically, yeah, it was alright. It was just they did a little too much. Paid late rent interest was shitty. Fast forward, I stayed in the same apartment complex. Moved in with my brother. No offense, they're worst decision I ever made. Like, yeah, it was cool. I had a little money. I got to do a lot more things. This was last year, mind you. We just moved out and moved to the current. I'm living here by myself, to the current apartment. It was good. I saved a lot of money during that time. Okay, saved meaning I got to do a lot more, had a lot more freedom, got to do a lot more stuff. Moving into this apartment is not a terrible apartment. I pay base rent's like $1,300 here, right? Again, like I said, I'm 25. At some point, I do want a house. At some point, I do want a nice little house with a white picket fence. Me and my dog, me and King, we locked in. Ain't no switching up. We need a house. I want a townhouse. I don't want really nothing too major, but my point is to say this. I moved out at 22, and it's just like ever since I moved out, life was good. Yeah, you're gonna have. I had some hard times, some heartaches. I cried a lot. Not saying this is everybody's experience, but personally, this is my personal experience. For me, I cried a lot, prayed a lot, just went through so many obstacles, had some highs, had some lows, and current position, like I said, being 25 at this present day and moment, y'all, it is definitely a roller coaster because it's like everything hits you left and motherfucking right, bro. It's just I had some procedures that had to get done. It's just been a lot. But one thing I would say that's really been helping is going to church, praying, and crying a whole lot, and just waddling and just waddling crying. Because sometimes you gotta let it out to like release the stress, the fear, the anxiety. Because I have that really bad. But yeah, that's my personal experience with it. Are things going a little better? Yes, because I'm starting to play a lot more and not have a lot of worry and doubt. So that's it in itself is getting better. So as that gets better, life will get a lot better. Feel me? So that's just my personal experience of how my 20s have been going. I'll be 26 this year, November 17th, 1998. The best person was born. Leave. And if you were born in November, Scorpio, stand the fuck up. Alright, stand the fuck up. I would stand up, but my butt's kind of made a nice little imprint in this beanbag. If y'all see the second angle, if I put it in there, then y'all see me sweating on this beanbag. I might put it in here. Like I said in the beginning, the quality is kind of shady, but we gotta work with what we got till we build up. Alright, so, this whole episode is going to be just navigating things I wish I would have done differently. And maybe it hopes to help some of y'all out there. Y'all, things I've seen that y'all in y'all early 20s, y'all are doing great. I'm proud of y'all. I don't know none of y'all, but I'm proud of y'all. Send me $10. Send me $10. I don't need it. I paid for it. But I need it. Now, alright, so, a lot of people think when they're in their 20s, like mid-20s, late 20s, they think it's quote-unquote over. So, topic-wise, this would be, is it just navigating your 20s, is it just the beginning or is it over? I don't think anything that you want to do in life, you can do regardless of what age you are. You can just, if you want to be a goddamn NASCAR race driver, what is it? If you want to be a NASCAR driver, I'm not saying that shit right. It's kind of pissing me off. If you want to if you want to drive a race car, bro, at the right age of 50, as long as you are in good shape, good health, good mental, go drive that motherfucking race car. A lot of people think if you're starting in your 20s, like say you're like 22, 23, and you feel like you don't have your life together. I just talked to this lady at work, and I was like, they were having a conversation going around like to Cancun or Puerto Rico or something like that. And I was like, I've never been to Puerto Rico. I've never been outside of the United States. Like I've been to trips. Like I've been to Texas. I've been to Maryland, Philly. Maryland. What's that second? No, Pennsylvania. Don't cut that out. But I've been to a couple of states, right? But nothing on the West Coast. I've never been to Florida. Everybody's been to fucking Florida. My brother only been to Florida like 3 times. I've never been. So basically, she was talking. She was like, yeah, you should really go get your stuff, get your stuff like your passport or whatever, and just travel the world. She was like, what are you waiting for? Basically, I was like, when I get my life together, aka when I can save and live comfortably, then I will take some trips, right? She was like, you know, you'll like. She wasn't saying I caught it in a mean way, in a rude way, but as I thought and said on it, she was like, you'll never really truly have your life together. And I really thought about that, and I was like, that's real. I was like, damn, that was fucking rude in my head. But then I thought about it. I was like, that's you. You kind of onto something, Miss D. Miss D was definitely onto something. Because thinking on it, you really never know when you have your life together. Because what you never get your life together. Maybe you'll start living comfortably, and you'll start living comfortably, and you'll start to do a lot more things like me last year. Like I said, I went to a lot of concerts last year. For my birthday, all I wanted to really do was go to the Rod Wave concert, which I did. Shout out to my boy. You need to go back on tour. Go to the Rod Wave concert, and I just really just wanted to get drunk, black out. I just want to get drunk. Did I do that? I did. I cried a little bit. And Snapchat, I might post something from there. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's all I really want to do. And everyone's always like, I get asked a lot. What are you gonna do for your birthday this year? I honestly can say I don't know. I don't know, because will I have, quote unquote, have my life together by then to actually plan a trip? Who knows? But like I was saying, your life, when you get in your 20s, life is truly never over. No matter what age you are, it's never over. It's never too late to try anything. My hair looks terrible. Camera died, so this episode is not gonna be too long-winded. So you got about a good 10-ish minutes from me. So about a 25, 30-minute video, you know what I mean? 25 to 30-minute video that I'll probably do for this first one. But where was I? I don't even remember what that was. Oh, we were okay. I got you. So basically, I still don't remember where it was. But I guess what I was trying to say was, no matter how old you are, you're not too old to learn a new skill, do anything that you wanted to do when you were younger. It's never truly over for you until you have taken your last breath, can't move no more, and God done called you to glory. All right, so it is truly never over for you to learn anything. What's the thing? You say you can't teach your dog old dog new tricks. You definitely can. Not mine, cause he a little lazy, and he's just short and fat. But so you definitely can do anything you want to do. Like when you're little, they're like, you can be anything you want to be. You can be anything you want to be, no matter the age, and you can do anything you want to do, no matter the age. Cause never mind, I'm gonna get canceled before I even get started. Before I say that limit, cut. So a lot of people are like always thinking about like, how do I begin if it's not over? And again, another personal experience is for me, like this podcast, right? Had a good thing on with Friends Unfiltered podcast. I'm gonna keep the videos up there for y'all just for a good while. But eventually they will go private. I'm not gonna delete them because those are good core memories. They will go private. But like, for example, for me, to how to begin anything, how to start over, how to even get started. I just thought about it today, and as fast as I changed the name, no one didn't have a motive to change the name. I just really sat and thought about it, prayed about it a little bit, and just really went for it. So I'm saying that little bit to say this: just go for whatever you think you want to do. If you have a passion for it, don't just do it for the money. But I promise you, doing the podcast, doing it on YouTube, yeah, eventually it will come with money. It will come with loyal support eventually, real soon, that we praying for. But it's just, you you can't always think about think about it in a monetary value fashion, because if you're thinking all about that, then you don't truly have a passion to do anything. So initially in your 20s, if you want to start doing anything, content creating, start your own business, quit your job and go to a different one. Even when everybody's saying don't do that, make sure you get have one first. You always make sure you got something lined up. And just because you've been there like 5 years or so, 2, 3, 5 years or whatever, what have you, that job really don't care about you. You just another empty seat. So if you want to go get that job, if you want to start that business, content, create, whatever you want to do, it's never too late. Whether you in your 20s, whether you're a teenager in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Now I said it don't matter the age. It's real. Go ahead and sit down a little bit. Take your rest. At some point, if you done did all you can do, you do gotta rest a little bit. Go ahead and sit down, Grandma. Cook me some Thanksgiving. That is your time to shine. Thanksgiving, Grandma. Now I'm talking 75 till about age 10 to 75. Once you hit 80s, sit down for me. So all I'm saying. So I hope that gave y'all a little insight. If it was all over the place, it'll get better. I'm really trying here, and I feel like this is a solid episode. Like y'all see my personality. I'm kind of funny. Okay, bear with me. Anyway, so last and final segment I'm gonna throw at y'all real quick. Would be just to how to start doing things for yourself. It's a lot of people that constantly do things for others, think of the opinion of others before they do anything. And when you constantly wanting validation and getting opinions from anybody, in the end, I feel like in the end, you're really not your own person, right? Y'all get it? If you're constantly needing validation from anything or anybody other than that big man upstairs, y'all might as well hang it up because it's never gonna give you a clear answer of, yeah, this is right. Yeah, go for that. Because everybody's gonna have a different opinion on what you should do with yourself, with your life. And it never works out, right? So my thing would be how to start doing it for you to do something truly for yourself. First, and I just seen a hot fly past the dang window. Sorry, I got it straight. First and foremost, say a nice little prayer, right? Say a nice little prayer. And then once you get that clear mind, that clear voice to say, all right, this is what you should do, go ahead and do it. Again, I'm taking it back to the podcast. This is the first episode of this Solo&Society. I really fuck with that name. It just hits so well with me. But like taking it back to the podcast for Solo&Society, I just really feel like for me to actually get here and sit here and fully do this podcast right now, like although I'm talking to myself and nobody's in this room with me, nobody's in this apartment with me, I'm talking to myself, but I'm envisioning talking to y'all that watching this video, right? So it's like I'm still nervous to do it because if y'all don't know, it took me a really long time to actually sit down right here and actually fully get an actual video out, because I sat here and I recorded a couple of times and it didn't turn out right. Like I tried to do a topic that I didn't really know how to talk about it fully for a good 25-30 minutes. Hell, not even an hour. And I can talk. Promise you, I can definitely talk. But I sat here and I was like, I'm about to just do it. And I just felt like this topic here is kind of dear and personal. Because navigating, your whole thing is navigating your 20s. I'm in my 20s. I'm in my mid-20s. I'm 25. And I can relate to a lot more. Like I said, I moved out 22, did a lot of stuff, ups and downs, obstacles. started the podcast, up and down obstacles with the podcast about getting audio and all this stuff, and then initially how to do things for myself, because I was putting out more, and it's just you gotta initially get to the point where you need to start over, and how you start over is how you when you push yourself to do it, you just sit and go record that video, point out a business, break up with your man if you don't like him. It's initially a whole lot of things. The first step is taking the step and doing it. You feel me? So I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Embrace your journey of starting over. Embrace your journey of going through your 20s. They say that's some of the best years of your life. It is. I've had some good times throughout my 20s. Still going. I ain't quite hitting 30 yet, but when I turn 26 this year, I swear I'm knocking at its door, and I got a couple more years to go before I hit 30 after that. But definitely embrace your journey of doing things for yourself. Embrace your journey of going through your 20s. Excuse me. Things are going to happen. Things are going to get tough, but how you deal with it and how you go through life really will define the end journey for you. So have fun in your 20s while you can. Live life. YOLO, as we used to say back in 2010 or something like that. We used to go hard for that saying. So while we stop going hard for it now, I know it's kind of cliche and it's old or whatever, but that really has some weight. You really only live fucking once. So take the trip. Make sure you got PTO, though, because I don't got now. But make sure you got PTO. If you want a different job, go get that different job. Do what you need to better yourself, because next episode, y'all, we're going to cover mental health a little bit more. Some of these episodes will be piggybacking off of some, like, the things we talked about in Friends Unfiltered podcast. Sorry if it's a little repeat, but again, it's me, so y'all get a different perspective. Oh, my voice cracked. Y'all get a different perspective on y'all get a different perspective on what I think in more in depth, right? But y'all, I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer or whatever. This is the first initial episode. I just want to introduce the new podcast and then talk about a little bit of navigating your 20s a little bit more in depth for me. It's like a personal side of it. So that's what this podcast is about. What is it? Solo and Society podcast. Personal description for me, going more in depth about things that's influencing society. We are not getting political on this podcast, but if I had to, if you don't know where I stand, y'all gonna have to find out in the next episode. Make sure y'all stay tuned for the next episode. This is episode 1. Episode 2 is coming. We're gonna try to post actually once a week or one time every other week, just like Friends Unfiltered podcast. So we'll just post I was just post probably every other Sunday. It's still gonna be on Sundays, so after church or you get off work, you wake up. See, I'm saying Friends Unfiltered. Solo and Society will be there for you to watch on YouTube. Don't unsubscribe. Continue to share. Continue to watch. And I will continue to post. Because we're gonna go. I just have a strong feeling about this podcast. I'm rambling at this point. Try to make it a little lengthy. But I appreciate y'all sticking around to the channel. For me, I'm special. I will better than that. I might look a little decent the next time y'all see me. If not, the time after that, I will. Okay? Check the socials down in the description. Check the social down in the description. It's the same page. Just name is changed. So if you're already following, appreciate you. If not, it'll be in the description. It's the name of the podcast. And also follow my personal Instagram. I'll post a lot of stuff on there. Because it's time to grind. It's time to shine. Now, see y'all later.